Tears flowed uncontrollably as family members of the businessman led by the tactical team of Anti-Kidnapping and Cybercrime Unit, Edo State Police Command, to exhume the body of Mr. Harry Ohiangbawa, who was kidnapped by his workers, killed and buried in a shallow grave after collecting money from the deceased family.
This is terrible. A farmer in Benin who was said to have been kidnapped on the 13th of May 2025 has just been found buried in a shallow grave in his own farm in Ovia North local government area of Edo State. And you will not believe the people who killed him. It's stories like this that make us say, be careful of the people you employ, because some of the most hateful, jealous, and greedy people are the people you would give a job to. The only mistake this man made was to hire a bunch of people he did not know from anywhere. 56-year-old Henry Ohiangbawa was said to be a farmer. He had a very big farm in Ugweze village in Edo State, where he planted pineapples, yams, melons, and cocoa. Mr. Henry lives in Benin City, but he had a small hut, a small house close to his farm where he stayed whenever he was around to supervise the farm. Henry had hired about 5 people, 2 men from Akwa Ibom State and 3 from northern Nigeria. These people he clearly did not know. These were laborers. These were random people who he knew were foreigners to the land, who just wanted to do something, who just wanted a job. And he basically hired their labor and kept them to look after the farm, cultivate the farm, and pretty much just be in charge of the farm. Whenever sales needed to be made, he was the one who made the sales. And anytime there was a sale to be made, that is when he would come to the farm, look around, and pretty much do the harvest and make the sale. This man basically trusted the buckload of his farmland to these guys that he had hired because he pays them. Little did he know that all 5 of his employees had been talking and plotting behind his back. Because on the 13th of May 2025, Henry came to the farm and he had gotten orders for pineapples. He made his farm workers harvest a certain number of pineapples and sold to the people who had come to buy. And in total, he made 900,000 naira. The sale of those pineapples went for 900,000 naira, almost $1 million. When the workers saw how much he made from this, somehow, some way, the Bluetooth of these devils connected. Either that or they've planned ahead of time. Because how did they just all agree at once? How did all 5 individuals who come from different parts of the world agree that the moment this man gets his 900,000 naira, they would kidnap him, take him into the forest, beat him up, rob him of that money, and then kill him? And that is exactly what they did. Mr. Henry was kidnapped by all 5 of these workers, dragged into the Igueze forest where the money was taken from him. It's unclear if this money was paid in transfer or in cash, but somehow, some way, they were able to get the 900,000 naira from this man. Then they killed him, and then they buried him in a shallow grave. They did not end there. They called the man's family and demanded 20 million naira ransom, saying that they had kidnapped him. This was where the family knew or got the news or information that their father had been kidnapped. When they wanted to pay the money, when the family thought of paying the ransom, they requested to speak to him. That was the only way that they would pay the money. They needed to be sure that their loved one, Mr. Henry, was alive. And these 5 kidnappers could not provide Mr. Henry. And so they decided to come up with another trick because somehow, some way, they wanted to get money from the family. They then went on to say, okay, to speak with Mr. Henry, they should first pay 300,000 naira. And that's how the family sent 300,000 naira to the kidnappers, just to speak to their father. Unfortunately, that was the last time they heard from the kidnappers, and Mr. Henry was not found up until this moment. The family of Mr. Henry quickly reported to the police and reported it as a kidnap case, and that was when the police started looking for Mr. Henry. They started their investigation, and as usual, it's not stated how the police were able to trail them, but it will be very convincing to understand that when this man went missing, ironically, his employees also went missing. And that is how you just know. That is how you just know that, okay, it got to be them. Because why is Mr. Henry missing? And why is his workers not at work? Where are all his farmers? Where are all the people he hired to do this job? And that was where the police knew that they had to start searching from. who were the employees, and they were able to trail and trace one of the employees back to his hometown, because after they did kill Mr. Henry, the Akwa Ibom boys went to Akwa Ibom. The Northerners went to the north, because now they've made so much money. I guess they split it amongst themselves, that I guess it was sufficient for them to go back to their various homes and calculate and find a new life. 33-year-old Bassi Ume was the first person that they caught in Akwa Ibom State, and he was immediately arrested. And it was Bassi who confessed to the killing of Mr. Henry, saying that all five of them did it. And he was brought back to Edo State, where he took the police to where Mr. Henry's body was buried in a shallow grave. And at this point, the body was already at the later stage of decomposition. As at the time of making this video, the police are still looking for the others. And I'm sure it might be difficult to find those ones in the north, because I don't think all five of them really know each other like that. Maybe the other one who is in Akwa Ibom would be easily found. However, if Bassi guy knows their names, I guess with time they will be found. But this is my thoughts, because we've seen a story like this that happened in Delta State, where all the workers somehow know that this is what they are going to do. Like, how do you employ 5 people from different part of life, and one day they will just in the moment snap and be like, oh, let's kill him, bury him, and take the money? Like, one person should at least be like, ew, no, oh, God forbid, I don't do that. Like, for all of them to agree to do it, it's very concerning. We saw that same case in Asaba, in one story we did, where the man vanished and they found him on the site of the fish pond he was building for his cousin. How did all the workers all agree that, yes, this is what we are going to do? Don't one person have a single fear of God or a single moral? I mean, when we see cases like this where employees or laborers kill their employers, it tends to be in a group. It tends to be all of them combined. Even if it's in a household, the house girl, gatesman, gardener, all of them would agree to just do it. That is why you just got to be careful with your domestic staff. If anything, start creating disunity. I don't know if that would help. Wait a minute, that could help, because I remember in one of my former place of work back in the day, our boss had a thing of not making everybody get along. Our boss would not like when we gather to talk, or when the employers gather to gist. And I think, looking back at it now, that could actually be a good thing, because when staff members and work members and laborers get together, they bond and they come up with a ploy and a plan. Because I still will not understand why 5 individuals would just agree to take the life of a human being over how much? Like, how do you even start that conversation? Who brings it up? Who would be like, let's kill him and bury him? Like, who just thinks of it? That's why in my mind, I'm like, is it a Bluetooth that just connects in the instant? Because I'm not going to lie to you, it's scary. It's just scary. At this point, if you have employers in your workplace, separate all of them, create disunity, create confusion, divide and conquer. I don't know, because it's getting out of hand right now. Divide and conquer all your staff. If this one says something wrong about this one, report it, let them know that they don't like each other, and keep it that way. Let them focus on the job and let them focus on productivity, rather than combining and bonding and kumbayana. Nobody needs all that kumbaya shit, because that is where the devil plants seeds to kill their employers.